Welcome to the Say It Out Loud podcast. I'm your host, Vasavi Kumar. If you're eager to gain clarity, speak with unwavering confidence, and liberate those inner voices, you're in the perfect spot. My mission here is to empower you to break free, find fulfillment, and ignite your passion. You ready? It's time to say it out loud. I've put together a guide of my top 10 tested and proven to work practical strategies and habits to help bright women like you say no, set your boundaries right, live confidently, and build healthy relationships, starting with the relationship you have with yourself. This is a self-paced guide, and I can't wait for you to dig into it so you can start becoming your most confident self, because she's in there waiting for you. Head to the link in my show notes or go to vasavikumar.com/guide and grab it today. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Say It Out Loud podcast. It's me, Vasavi, coming to you today on this rainy day here in Austin, Texas. So I decided I wanted to record an episode, spend my day in my black box confessional and just record a few episodes for the podcast. And one of the questions that I received from one of the members inside of my Say It Out Loud group was, how do you trust the path en route to your fulfillment when there is so much unknown that is happening? So how to trust in the unknown on your paths to fulfillment is what I'm going to be getting into today. And I want to first start off by saying that this is such a big topic. This is a very big, esoteric concept where I'm going to try to break it down into real life terms. You know, stuff that you're going through on a day-to-day basis where you're like, how do I even begin to navigate this? So I want to first start off by saying that I am a deep believer in God. And I believe that there is God's hands in everything that we do. I believe that everything is divine. I believe that every single thing that we go through, there is a purpose, there is a reason, there is a lesson. And that has really helped me to be able to trust in the unknown. Whenever I am worried about money, when I am worried about anything, for example, like where's my career path taking me? What am I doing? Or even when I'm just relaxing and I have that little voice of guilt that's like, you should be working, God forbid you relax. You know, I'm reminded of this question that I'm going to be helping answering today on the podcast, which is, how do we begin to trust in the unknown when there are so many variables around us that we do not have control over? It can be hard to deepen that trust, whether it's you deepen your trust in God or in the universe or whatever your higher power is for you. How do you begin to trust that there is a universal force and a universal energy around you that is there to support you and is there to protect you and to teach you all the lessons that you need to learn in order to grow into the person that you know that is there and existing inside of you for you to become in this lifetime? There are so many different parts of us, and there are so many different ways in which we can express ourselves. And it's really freaking hard to do that when you don't trust. When you're not trusting in the unknown and you feel like you need to control the hell out of everything, it is very hard to integrate those different parts of you to come forward as your most fully self-expressed self. Because if you're trying to control everything, you're not really allowing the magic to unfold. And that's really the point of today's message, is to allow that magic to truly unfold, even when it feels like you don't know your ass from your elbow. Even when it feels like you don't know your ass from your elbow, you gotta trust. And that is my little sermon for today, because this is a lesson, this is a message that I've needed to hear and receive over and over again throughout the past few years, is to allow myself to fully receive this message, because it is so easy for us to want to manipulate, want to control, want to make things perfect so that we have these like perfect conditions so that we can do the thing that we want to do. But it is really amidst the chaos, when we don't really have that control, that we can actually allow that magic that I was speaking about to unfold. It's very hard to let that magic unfold when you're trying to control the shit out of everything. So this is for all my people out there who are listening, who are not really trusting in what God and what the universe has to bring to you, and you feel like you need to control everything. Let it go. Let go of the need to control things. And you're going to find out a few things when you let go. When you let go, you're going to find out that life is a lot more fun. You're going to see that there are a lot of surprises out there for you. You're going to see that the universe, God, higher power has so much in store for you. And I read this quote yesterday on Instagram, and it said, "One day you will know why you had to wait." And I love that. One day you will know why you had to wait. Because if we would get the things that we wanted right now, it just wouldn't feel right. It's like we have to wait. There is an incubation period. There is a period where we have to incubate and allow ourselves to step into that person that we know that we can be, who even has the power to receive these things that are coming our way. So the question that I want you to ask yourself is, what type of person do I have to be in order to receive the things that I want? Another way to answer this question is, if you were the type of person that fully trusted that everything will work out on your behalf, that everything is working out, if you had full trust in the unknown, how would you be? How would you show up? How would you feel in your body? And that is what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on the person that does have trust, right? Because there are things that we just trust blindly. We just know that it's going to happen, right? Like, for example, perfect example. Is there any part of you that doesn't trust that the sun is going to come up in the morning or the sun is going to set at night? No. More than likely, you completely trust. In fact, you don't even think about it. You're so relaxed around the fact that the sun rises and sets every single morning. We just know that the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. That's the kind of deep-rooted faith and belief that I want you to have in the unknown. Now, I know that that can be difficult. When people have let you down, when you maybe grew up in a home where trust wasn't really cultivated, where you did not feel safe in your skin and safe in your body growing up, of course, you might have trust issues. Of course we have trust issues, right? If trust has been broken, has been lost, has been betrayed, has been taken from us, of course, when it comes to trusting in the unknown, we're like, screw that. I'm not getting hurt again. I'm not going to allow myself to ever go through that heartbreak, that pain, that grief again. But this is where we get to start opening our heart up a little bit more. We stop beating ourselves up for having given our heart so freely. That's something that I really had to come to peace with myself, is that my heart was closed down. Like, I really had some serious trust issues. And because of that, it was really hard for me to stay relaxed in my body. And that's really the season that I'm in right now. And I invite you to explore this if it resonates with you, is the season of feeling calm and relaxed in your body and really tending to the whispers, the messages, and the notes that your body is giving you. Our body is always speaking to us, but we're so stuck in our heads that we don't really pay attention to what our body is telling us. And maybe if you paid attention to what your body was telling you, it would tell you to relax more. Maybe it would tell you to chill out a little bit, just to maybe go do something for fun. Shake that body, move that body, break a sweat. Maybe just go lay down for a little bit. Take some time out of your head and get into your body. You know, I'm not going to lie. When I used to hear people say that, get out of your head and into your body, I would get so annoyed. And I'd get so annoyed because it's like, do you know how hard it is for me to get inside my body? I am a head gal. I have spent the majority of my life in my head because my head has kept me safe. My mind is what has kept me safe, or so I thought, because it keeps me on alert. It keeps me vigilant, keeps me on my toes, right? But it's in my body that the wisdom is really held, where I can really tap into my intuition, those sensations in my body that are speaking to me. And I write about this in my book, in the chapter, Express Your Emotions Out Loud. You got to pay attention to what your body is speaking to you and saying to you. But we're so in our heads that we're so in our heads and we're so in our minds that we actually lose these messages. They come to us, but we're not dialed in. We're not dialed in and we're not tapped in. So we actually miss out on the wisdom of our body. So going back to the original question, who would you have to be, right? Start making note of the kind of person that you want to become. What are their habits? What are their routines? How are they disciplined? Where are they spending their money? How are they investing their money? How are they speaking to themselves? How are they speaking in relationships? What kind of boundaries do they have? You can literally become the person that you want to become. And I decided today, and I'm recording this today on May 1st, it's my birthday month, something inside of me was like, we need a change for this month. It's my birthday month. I'm turning 42 May 18th. I've been feeling in a little bit of a funk. We got to shake shit up a little bit. So this morning, went and got my blood drawn, have to get my blood test done regularly. And then I went and met up with a friend for breakfast, and it was great. Got out of the house, got to meet up with a friend, socialize. And I was like, we're going to do things differently in May. And that's how simple it can be. I never said it was easy, but it is simple. When we actually think about what we need to thrive and to feel like we are in our bodies and we are experiencing life to the fullest, we got to get back in our bodies, and we got to ask ourselves, like, well, what am I craving right now? Like, what is it that I'm really yearning for? And I realized I was yearning for socializing. I was yearning for more nature and for more movement. And I talked about it with my therapist yesterday, and I was like, we can do this. I can do this. I can get up every day, and I can drive to the lake, and I can go take my walk. I can meet up with a friend once or twice a week. So I've been saying yes more to socializing. My girlfriend just asked me to come over on Thursday, and I said yes. What does this have to do with trusting the unknown? When we're actually feeling fulfilled in our life, that is when the magic starts to unfold. So the topic for today is how to trust the unknown on your path to fulfillment. Make sure that your path is fulfilling for you. What are the things that you are currently doing that are fulfilling you? Start living a fulfilled life, and you don't need to worry about the unknown. The magic will occur because you are in alignment and you are living in your most highest vibration, right? So you want to operate in that vibration of fun, of play, of wonder, of magic, like a child. One of the best ways to make sure that you're having more fun in your life is by putting it down on your calendar. I know this may seem like a really simple answer. It's the same answer that I give when people ask me, Vasavi, how did you write a whole ass book? My calendar. So when you put something in your calendar, what you're saying to yourself is that I exist, this matters to me, and it matters so much to me that I'm putting it down and I'm putting it on a certain date and time, and I'm going to follow through with it. So I put in my socializing in my calendar. I put in my creative projects, fun stuff that I'm doing. I also put in the work that I have to do, clients that I get to see, all the other stuff that I got going on. Everything goes on my calendar. And it is the most simple and fun way for you to have some accountability with yourself, right? It takes time and it takes dedication to open up your calendar, put something in there. And then it takes time and dedication to actually follow through, and integrity, follow through with what you said you're going to do. Now, if this is something that you need help with, I would love to help you go from calendar chaos to color-coded calm. I'm currently offering one-off sessions for $444 for one 50-minute session. And in this 50-minute sessions, here are some of the things that we can work on. So we can work on taking your calendar from overwhelming chaos to color-coded calm. So you can actually look forward to the week ahead, make meaningful progress on your most important projects, and most importantly, never skip self-care and self-love. We can also declutter your energetic junk drawer. This is saying bye-bye to procrastination and overwhelm, and hello, clarity and energy, and getting shit done. Also, if you are in business, we can create an online visibility game plan and DM pitches, like pitches that you would send to someone in the DM to help you get booked on podcast interviews. I'm working with a client on this right now. She has a podcast. She's writing a memoir. And I was like, we need to get you on other people's podcasts. So I helped her come up with some pitches that she could send. Boom, just like that. It took us less than an hour to do that. I can help you organize your thoughts around an upcoming talk or a workshop with exercises included. This is part of the stuff that I love doing as a facilitator, someone who runs my own groups and has led talks in groups. I love this type of work. So let's say you have a talk or a workshop coming up and you're like, I don't know what to talk about. I want to make it interactive. I don't know how. We can do that in an hour, in 50 minutes. That's how long the call is. And so you can also get, this is my favorite also, you can also get fresh perspective and neutral advice and just advice on a triggering situation or relationship issue. It's just so you can feel lighter. You know what I mean? Like, think about all these open loops that you might have in your life. It's taking up your mental energy. It's taking up your creative energy. And so we got to close those loops. And that also involves creating a game plan around conversations you've been avoiding. This literally feels like the emotional dump that's long overdue. Hello. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to feel lighter and freer and clearer? So if you're ready to feel proud of yourself and in charge of your life and relaxed and free in your body and on track towards your most meaningful goals, then definitely sign up for one of these one-off sessions that I'm doing. I'm calling it In Your Corner sessions. I love it because that's really just what I am. I am in my client's corner. I have a client who says this to me all the time. Her name is Sonia. She's so wonderful to work with. She always goes, Vas, thanks for always being in my corner. And that's where I got that from. I was like, you know what? My clients are so important to me, and I want them to know that I am in their corner. How can I help them? And so whether you want to do a one-off session or you want to work together longer term, this is just one of the offerings that I have going on right now. So if you're listening to this podcast, you've been wanting to work with me, let's say you didn't join the group, Say It Out Loud, which I've been promoting, which is now officially in session actually. But you do know that you wanted to work with me and wanted to get a taste. This is a really great way to do that. It's a 50-minute session, 50 for $444. The link is in my bio. You can go ahead and book your call and pay all at the same time using the link in my show notes. So going back to trusting the unknown, it is one of those things that's easier said than done. But once you actually begin to get in this practice and habit of just trusting, life becomes really magical, and it becomes almost like a movie. And you look back on all the things that you used to worry about, and you're like, I can't believe I worried about all these things. God always had my back. The universe always had my back. And I just want that feeling for everybody, because I've been feeling that a lot lately. Just a lot of like, man, the universe really has my back. Like I feel really, really supported by God. Like I feel very held, and I feel like I have just entities and energies just looking out for me, and I am very, very blessed, and it feels really good in my body these days. And do I have my ups and downs? Absolutely. I'm human. I have my ups and downs, and I feel certain sort of way. I get triggered, I get upset, I get annoyed, I get frustrated. And with that being said, it's such a beautiful feeling to come back home to when you just trust that everything is going to work out on your behalf, because you believe that only good things can happen to you. You got to have that mindset that only good things can happen to you, right? Because otherwise, what's the other option? Walk around in this world thinking that the worst is going to happen? Like, sure, that's one way to live, but is that really how you want to live? I don't think so. So anyway, this has been so much fun, y'all. I've loved sharing this free-flowing voice that I have inside of me. Oh, and speaking of voice, I probably shared this on another episode, but I just want to share it again, that I'm officially signed with DDO Artist Agency for voiceover work, for voiceover representation. So I have an agent in New York now, and I'm very, very excited about that. And this is just one of those things. I said out loud that I was going to do that. I was going to get represented. It took me a whole year. It took me a whole year, if not a little bit longer, to finally get signed by an agency. And I feel really, really blessed. And so I just want to say that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want to have, you can have it. You can have it. You got to say it out loud, write it out, admit that you want it, stay true to it, and become the person who is worthy and deserving of it. Don't act like you are not deserving and worthy of your dreams. You are that person who is deserving and worthy of it, but you got to believe it, and you got to start being like it. Being like it, acting like it, not acting as in like fake acting, but like actually acting as if you are the person who you know to believe is worthy and deserving of all the things. Like treat yourself with the utmost of respect and dignity. Treat yourself with the most utmost respect and dignity. I hope this episode finds you well. I hope you are peaceful, calm, and relaxed. I love this community so much, and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Say It Out Loud podcast. And remember, keep saying it out loud. If you love today's episode, then say it out loud. Subscribe, leave a review, and come say hi over on Instagram at My Name is Vasavi. Until next time, say it out loud.